old friends could get a chance to speak to each other and make acquaintances. And in one way, that's what this book is also about. We met, I think, only a few months ago, where we talked about this, Sanjiva's last book, Not Our War. And now he's come out with this new book, Strangers on the Camino. And I don't want to take much of your time, but I thought one important thing in this book, which was refreshing, was the relationship between the father and the son. He did this 800-kilometer walk over 6 weeks with his son. And what they learnt, how many of us have the time to spend time with our children, especially grown-up children? We love them when they are small, and then very often we go our separate ways. But that's what's very interesting about this book. Sanjiva has taken time from his work and then goes on this long journey. But I thought I'll just read one section from this, just to give you an idea, to give a glimpse of what this book is all about. It says, the other change in my attitude is that I have acquired tremendous confidence in my son. Walking those long hours with him, observing him handling various situations that arose during our journey, and spending so many evenings in his company allowed me to realize that the baby I carried, the toddler who used to sit astride my neck and pretend that I was his elephant steed, is now a grown man who is as capable as, in fact, more capable in many ways than his father. He has over the years developed the resources and personality, as well as a sense of fair play and compassion that will help him to make his way in life. I, as his father, can rest assured and be grateful. So with that, I'll hand you over to Shivantha, who will, where is he? Here he is, who will give details of the journey and also, I hope, tell us some of the interesting adventures that occurred. Thank you.
See ya. Ladies and gentlemen, on being asked to give the keynote speech, I initially remember assuming that assessing this particular work of literature from a very objective standpoint was going to be extremely difficult. And I say this for two reasons. Firstly, the walk on Spain's ancient pilgrim route affected me on a deeply visceral level and has left a profoundly positive impact on me. Thus, any writing on the Camino de Santiago, however skeletal or paltry, advocating it, would have been given my seal of approval, especially one that recounted our unique journey of 6 weeks, covering over 800 kilometers on foot. And secondly, and more pertinently, it is written by my father. And let me put it into perspective for all of you. My father corrected my English from the time I was old enough to call him Ta. He has proofread almost every essay I wrote in school, as well as those during my undergraduate years and finally, even law school. And I've always looked up to him for his eloquence, his command of the English language, his expansive vocabulary, his vast store of general knowledge, and his ability to tell stories. Strangers on the Camino is many things. And although it is written chronologically, it is neither a diary nor a guidebook in the traditional sense. Amongst others, it is a snapshot of a journey of a father and a son and their bond, which I have to say grew exponentially over our voyage together. It also opens the door as a practical help for those who have not yet walked the Camino and are considering on embarking on it. It talks of many lessons that we learned along the way, about the people we met, their stories, and those that we still keep in touch with, as well as our personal growth, both spiritually and emotionally. And through all of this is woven the cultural, social, religious, and historical fabric of Spain with the fine needle that is my father's unique writing style. I have to stop here, though, and give you a little insight about this man. My father is a stubborn, conservative, military-trained doctor who diligently and efficaciously planned and micromanaged every waking moment of his life. And unfortunately, most of mine while I grew up in his house. As we walked, though, I have to say I was genuinely happy to see him approaching life from a different angle. He actually slowed down. He let go. And he took life a day at a time. And he learned to listen to the voice of the universe. And he showed me a very vulnerable side of him that I had never seen before. We shared many moments together, getting to know each other. Whether it was in Nacho's albergue in a little place called Manieru, or his birthday in Pamplona, I got to deconstruct my father and was privy to the workings of a man who had belted me as a boy for being rude to my mother, and who occasionally, almost always, left me behind to find my own way to school if I wasn't in the car by 8 a.m. every weekday. I haven't forgotten that, huh? There are many memorable tales in this book, ranging from the pole in the rain, where we rescued someone who almost died along the way. Dinner by Candlelight is another chapter, where we understood the beauty and the meaning of humility in a 12th century abbey run by Italian co-fraternities. To another chapter, Death on the Camino, where our friend Greg had to deal with the unexpected loss of a family member. And all these stories and more are very heartfelt, very honest, and are written with meticulous attention to historical and factual detail. Tha and I started our journey in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port as father and son, as man and boy. But we finished it as friends, as men, as brothers, and as equals. It was a pleasure, it was an honor, and a blessing to have walked with you by my side. And I look forward to our next journey together. Much love. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have said enough. If you haven't already bought the damn thing, please go ahead and buy it. Thank you.
Take a few more minutes of your time to say a few thank yous. Firstly, I want to say thank you to my father, Sam Wijesinha, for allowing me, or perhaps I should say for ordering me, to use this magnificent house as a venue for my book launch. As you'll see, I have dedicated this book to him because much of what I have achieved in life is a result of his support and his resourcefulness. I also want to thank Shivantha for being the best companion I could have had along that journey in Spain. If my mother was alive, she'd have said, Shivantha, that speech was not bad. Which, in my mother's way of speaking, means, hey, that was a damn good speech. Thank you. I have in the book itself acknowledged many people who helped me, and I won't read out the list here. But I want to specially thank Kristi Veeramantri for his inspiring foreword. And also, Vijitha Yapa, I want to say thank you to Rohan Vijayasekara and Ruan Taranga of your staff who worked very hard in designing and producing the book on time. And I'm sure after you'll see the book with all its color plates that they have done a very good job. These are the unsung heroes behind the success of any book. My book, as Shivantha said, is about a journey. El Camino means a journey in Spanish. And I know I would not have come this far on my own journey in life if not for my friends, my teachers, and my family. So to all my friends, to all of you who have come today to support me at this book launch, there are folk like Indrajit, Commander Swami, who have come all the way from London for this launch. Thanks, man. And also to other friends like Masri Dias, who's come all the way from next door. From pairs like Mendo and Gundo, these are the names we called each other 60 years ago, and Chris and Foxy and Vajra, who have known for nearly 6 decades, To those of you who aren't even half as ancient as these people, I want to say a big thank you for coming. Finally, to family. To my father and mother, who provided me, Anila and Rajo, with a happy home and a good education, I want to again say thank you. And to give him the first official copy of the book. To my children, who still continue to educate me in spite of myself, they look at me and say, Tati, you don't know that? And they have taught me very important things like how to manipulate a mobile phone, how to get onto Facebook, great things like that. And to make me proud of their achievements. So, thanks. And also to my wife, who has provided us all with a happy home in whatever part of the world I have dragged the family. I want to tell all of them, thank you. So, family, friends, like all of you here today, and teachers. These are what make life worth living and your life's journey worthwhile. So please have a look at the book. If you like it, tell others what a good book it is. And if you are one of these people who knows how to work Facebook, you can even like it on Facebook. Incidentally, Shivantha has produced his latest CD, and have a look at that as well. He gets his musical talents from his mother, not from me. And just have a look at it. But most importantly, please enjoy the evening, enjoy the party, and accept my thanks for coming.